welcome to the June 27th meeting, general session of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners. We'll begin this morning's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Boyce.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Well, it is the last meeting of June, which means we are right around the corner from the Franklin County Fair. And we have with us this morning some folks that are here on behalf of the fair. We have Stephanie Rauschenbach. Did I say that correct? Oh, look at that. I said it right. Chuck Buck, who is the Fair Board Vice President and my township trustee and neighbor. And we also have Michelle Wright, the 4-H student. So take it away.
Yeah, we also have one other 4-H student joining us this morning, Emma Hill. So we're so grateful that they could be here. They're long-standing 4-H members, so we appreciate them coming out this morning. Great. Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to share a little bit more about the Franklin County Fair. We are excited to speak on behalf of the Franklin County Agricultural Society and all they've done this year to prepare an awesome fair for everyone. This year will actually celebrate 100 years of the Franklin County Fair in Hilliard, Ohio. So that is very exciting. Excellent. Yep. Wow. I know, amazing. The 8-day event will take place Saturday, July 15th through Saturday, July 22nd. As I mentioned, they have done a lot this year to put together an awesome entertainment lineup. A lot of things to recognize the heritage of the fair and the county, as well as some new partnerships and events to represent kind of where the county is today and what a diverse population we have in Franklin County. So some of the highlights this year, as always, we'll have some of the classic fair favorites. You'll see the Ferris wheel again. You'll have all your favorite fair food. But there's also some new things coming to the fair. We will have Nojo's Clown Circus, live pig racing from Hambone Express, which promises to be absolutely silly. A dinosaur, interactive dinosaur exhibit called Jurassic Kingdom, a car show, daily grandstand events including a rodeo, harness racing, truck and tractor pull, drag racing, and demolition derby. We're going to have a military zone, which is presented by the USO of Central and Southern Ohio. Great. As well as a made local marketplace, which is going to feature more than 100 local makers from right here in Ohio selling their goods. So a lot of very exciting things, and I would be remiss if I did not also mention the commissioners on Thursday, July 20th, will be judging our annual pie contest. And this year the flavor will be cherry pie. Ooh. So we will be looking forward to that. Yep, and we will also be hosting the Franklin County Engineer for the chili cook-off on Wednesday, July 19th, so we will be looking forward to that.
So your maiden voyage this year. All right.
That's right.
Wow.
I know we'll see Chuck there for that, because we
compete against one another.
We run into each other at that once or twice. Right. You want to come down and see my trophies, Chuck? They're in my office.
I know. I've got the red room. You have the blue.
So do we know how many selections we'll have of cherry pie?
Ooh, I don't know yet how many selections.
We have, in the past, we've had up to like 15 selections of pie.
Isn't this your favorite? Isn't cherry your favorite?
It used to be. It really used to be.
Marilyn has a hard time. By the time she's so tiny, by the time we get to the end of the pie judging contest, she doesn't want to see any more berry pies until the next year. So.
Oh, I believe it.
Well, and we're gonna this year. I have to admit, we're gonna have a little bit of a conflict because we have the NACO conference, the National Association of Counties, are in town. So I'm gonna have somebody, and I'm sure that Cornell is gonna be out there for that as well. But I'll have to get somebody to be my stand-in for the pie judging, because I'm going to have to be down here, downtown here for that morning. But I will definitely be out there for the chili cook-off on Wednesday night for sure. Can't miss that. I have to defend something.
And lastly, we did want to extend a big thank you to the commissioners, as well as the engineer's office, for all of the awesome work they've done to the grounds this year. It looks so beautiful.
Good.
I think everyone will be very impressed with the grounds.
So tell us again when things open so that the public knows, and what the cost is, and what people in the general public need to know so that people who watch the show will know what they need to know for everything with the fair.
Sure. The event, like I said, begins Saturday, July 15th, runs through Saturday, July 22nd. The doors open around 9 a.m. Most of the events and attractions begin around noon. The admission is $7. Kids 2 and under are free into the fair, and all of the details, as well as the highlights, the souvenir program, which I'll leave a few with you, are available at fcfair100.org.
And then the chili cook-off is the 19th,
Correct.
and the pie judging is the 20th.
Correct.
Bake sale's the 20th.
I believe the bake sale is also on the 20th, yes.
It's all same day.
Just so you know, we've partnered with a restaurant that sells steaks, so we'll be having steaks for this year's lunch. So I'm real disappointed that you may be tied up down here on other business, but I'm sure I'll find somebody maybe able to help eat your steak.
You know,
Seriously.
Well, I'll put it aside for you. How's that?
it's really unfortunate that the pie judging is before that great lunch you always do, because I'm never hungry anymore after the pie. But we do appreciate you inviting us to the lunch every year. And steak is hard to turn down. I mean,
The last
I
couple
do
years
eat
the last
steak.
couple years it was like all the vendors at the fair, right? Yeah.
I mean, who could turn down pie and steak? I mean, really, you know?
As you can plainly
Not
see,
that we're against
my
health and
willpower.
wellness, as we see our wellness people in the audience in benefits all trying to get us to be so healthy. But, you know, once in a while,
We don't
it's
have
okay.
our anything checked right after we do that. We don't have our,
I know.
yeah.
The biometrics. We're not going to do that. But once in a while, you have to splurge.
I'll just add that, you know, when I was running for state treasurer, I got to visit probably 60 or 70-ish of the county fairs across Ohio.
Oh, I know.
And each fair, it's a great and rich history for the state of Ohio. But each fair has its own sort of niche of its historic value to the region or to Ohio. And what's Franklin County's? What's our sort of thing as county fairs go?
Sure. I think one of the things that makes it unique is that in Franklin County, we have a great agricultural history. And they do a lot to celebrate that, but then they're also having to recognize where Franklin County is today and realizing that a lot of the people who come to the fair may not be familiar with that agricultural history, may have never even been to a farm or seen some of the livestock up close and personal. So I think they do a really great job
And we're
of bringing
changing.
educational
And
components into
we
the
also
fair.
realize that we're in an urban county, so we're trying to become one of the best urban county fairs in the state of Ohio, like Cuyahoga is already. And so we're changing some of our entertainment, changing a lot of other opportunities. I mean, the 4-H program is enormous with all the different programs and opportunities they can study and be a part of in 4-H. I mean, my daughter became a veterinarian because of her experience with 4-H.
Well, and a lot of the kids that are in 4-H are not exactly ag kids. They're not kids that are from a farming background. They're either suburban kids, or some of them are even kind of city kids. My buddy's kids that are in 4-H live on the west side. They don't live anywhere near an agricultural setting.
And having grown up in Cuyahoga County, I had never heard of people in our county in Cuyahoga being involved in 4-H. When I came down here and got involved as a commissioner, was the first I had heard about how active this county was in 4-H. And knowing that we do so much with the 4-H program here, and I'd like to hear from the 4-H students here, because I know how much you do and how hard you work and what a great program we have here in 4-H. Would you like to say a few words about your work and what you're doing this year at the fair?
Yes, this is my 6th year as a horse project. I'm taking my 2nd horse this year. And the fair is a lot more to 4-Hers than their projects. We develop families, friend groups, rituals, and it's just a great place to get to know each other. And I don't know if we do it anymore, but we used to provide scholarships for 4-Hers, and it's just a good way to get 4-H students recognized and get them into a good college. So.
That's great. That's terrific.
This is my 8th year. I'm 18 now, so it'll be my last year as a youth. It's kind of sad this year, but I'm doing everything. I've taken horses for 8 years. 4-H got me involved in horses, which I think will be a lifelong journey, and I think I will ride for the rest of my life. I love it. And I'm also going to school because of what I did in 4-H. I'm going to be a vet tech. I'm going to go to Columbus State. In the fall, I start the vet tech program, and I want to do large animals, so that very much so encouraged my career choice. And really opened up options as far as my lifestyle, because I've lived in the city for my whole life, but I've had friends who live on farms and things, and actually this year I'm taking a horse, a goat, and 2 geese. So I get to do a little bit of everything, and it'll be very fun. I just really think 4-H is wonderful because it is something that, you know, it's not just, oh, you learn about one certain animal. You can do so many things, and so many opportunities have come up throughout the years. So I'm very grateful for everyone involved.
Thank you. That's neat. That's
Yeah.
really great.
Well, we always look forward to the fair. Thanks for being here with us
Thank
this morning.
you.
Hey, I just have one other thing. I remember, so I, being an urban guy, you go around to these county fairs, and they're all very agriculture oriented for the most part. And so in Darke County, I milked my first cow. But in Franklin County, I actually shaved my first sheep. And so I shaved a sheep in Franklin County. So, have you done that?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So,
have
I haven't milked
well,
a cow
then,
or
yeah,
seen a sheep,
you
and I'll
know.
be honest with you,
So,
I'm really not interested.
yeah.
I don't like.
It's
I don't
quite
like milk.
liberating. It's quite
I don't like
liberating. You
milk,
should
and
try
I
it.
don't- And I don't.
Yeah.
And I don't need to shave.
I
sheep.
would like to try that.
There
So
you go.
shaving the sheep or milking the
You can
cow?
hook her up.
Yeah.
You can hook her up.
I will tell you,
I like
milking the
my-
cow is quite intimidating.
I like.
I
my
bet
lamb on
it
a plate.
is, yeah.
That's intimidating, but it was an experience. To say the least.
I like cheese, not milk, and I like lamb on a plate. Let's get a picture. Let's get a picture.
Wow.
I don't do farm animals. How about that? No, thank you. I like dogs. I like dogs. I like my animals to be dogs.
Okay, Jen, I got you all here. I'm going to take a few, and this camera is slow, so hang in there with me. Thank you. Perfect.
Thank you so much. Appreciate everything you do. Hey, good to see you.
I like horses.
Hey, we prefer
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Susan.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'm not talking
Right.
I like getting votes, but I'm not milking a cow to get a vote.
Just a new experience.
Well, I was told the cows
Open
actually
new
want to be milked. So they need to be milked, so it actually makes them feel better. So I'm just saying, you know,
That's good.
Okay.
factoid for you.
Okay.
That's good. Anyway, all right, onward and upward. I need the approval of the minutes of the April 25th, May 2nd, May 16th, May 23rd, 2017 general session, and the minutes of the April 20th, 2017 briefing session.
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Minutes have been approved.
All right, on to the prosecuting attorney.
Resolution number 446-17, resolution authorizing a supplemental appropriation in the Delinquent Tax and Assessment Collection Fund related to the filing of foreclosure cases.
Good morning, Commissioners. Harold Anderson on behalf of Franklin County Prosecuting Attorney Ron O'Brien. This resolution will authorize a supplemental appropriation from the DTAC fund due to a higher number of delinquent tax filings that the office anticipates this year, as well as a carryover of invoices from calendar year 2016. If there are no questions, we'd move approval, or request for approval.
If there are no questions or comments, move for passage of 446-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 446-17 has been adopted.
All right, the engineer. And we have a public hearing.
Yep.
If you could read into the record the public hearing.
Public hearing regarding the establishing, altering, and widening of Alton and Darby Creek Road and Davis Road, Norwich Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Cornell Robertson, the new Franklin County engineer.
How does that sound to say?
That sounds great.
You look very happy.
And actually, if I could take a moment to say a few words, I'm very excited about this opportunity. You know, I've had my sights set on it for some time, and so I'm committed to work very hard. I look forward to working with you all in my new capacity. My top priority is to maintain Dean's tradition of excellence. And one of the many things that Dean taught me was the value of being a friend to the Franklin County Fair. And so I look forward to participating in a level unlike any before from me.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Carla Marable, County Engineer's Office.
Good morning.
So, Commissioners, this first public hearing is for a project in the northwest part of the county. That's in Norwich Township. It's at the intersection of Alton and Darby Creek Road and Davis Road. This is a coordinated project including Franklin County, the City of Hilliard, and a developer. This hearing and the subsequent resolution will allow us to move forward with the project and begin right-of-way acquisition if necessary.
Well, our township trustee just left.
Yep.
Chuck was Norwich Township trustee. Do we have anyone in the room who would like to speak to the public hearing? If not, is there any additional information you'd like to provide?
I think that pretty much sums it up.
Okay.
Is there any opposition in any of the areas?
No, we have heard of no opposition. And this project will add a traffic signal that is not there currently. And there's a development nearby that will increase traffic, and
Yeah.
at that point, a signal will be warranted. So that is typically viewed as favorable.
There's it's you know, I know the area well.
Yeah.
It's there's considerable, I mean not considerable, but there's it seems to be ever increasing development happening in that area. So
Yeah.
it seems to make some sense that there would be you figure at some point they're going to need to add a light there. So makes some sense. All right. So we'll close the public hearing, and then if you want to read the resolution.
Resolution number 447-17, establishing, altering, and widening of Alton and Darby Creek Road and Davis Road, Norwich Township, Franklin County, Ohio. Viewed engineer to file plans as necessary.
So, if there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 447-17.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 447-17 has been adopted.
Now we have a second public hearing, so you want to read that one into the record as well?
Public hearing regarding the plan approval for the improvement of Melrose Avenue and Lamont Avenue, Clinton Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks approval for a drainage improvement project on Melrose Avenue and Lamont Avenue in Clinton Township. The plans, specifications, and estimates have been approved by the county engineer, and this is the next step would actually be to schedule a bid opening. This project is scheduled for construction later this summer.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 448.
Oh, we have to, well, first, we're still doing the public hearing here. So is there anyone in the room that would like to speak to this public hearing? Okay, if not, we'll close the public hearing. And if you want to read, we'll read the resolution into the public, or into the record.
Resolution number 448-17, plans approved for the improvement of Melrose Avenue and Lamont Avenue, Clinton Township, Franklin County, Ohio.
There you go.
Okay. Move for passage of resolution 448-17.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 448-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 449-17, resolution authorizing a contract with Michael T. Collins Consultant to provide mechanical and electrical engineering services for the Franklin County engineer in the amount of $28,490.
Commissioners, this resolution recommends approval of a professional services contract with Michael T. Collins, professional engineer, for mechanical engineering services at our headquarters and our outpost locations. Funding for this project will come from the auto and gas tax funds, and we request approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 449-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 449-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, the county auditor.
Resolution number 450-17, resolution authorizing a supplemental contract with Intellinetics Incorporated to develop a reusable migration tool for document conversion to microfilm formatting for records retention purposes utilizing the Real Estate Assessment Fund in the amount of $32,891.36.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brian Katz with the Auditor's Office. The Auditor's Office is in need of destroying approximately 11.5 million paper property record cards currently stored in our on-base system, and in order to maintain our our retention schedule, we are looking to migrate those electronic records into a format that can then be microformed, not microfilmed, microformed.
Microform?
Yes, that's the combination of microfilm and microfiche. I was educated by the Recorder's Office after our briefing on Thursday.
That's what Debbie Williman said?
Yes.
It's
Microformed now. And in order to do that, instead of a cost of roughly $28,000 for this singular project, we were able to find a local state term vendor to build a reusable tool so that we can both accomplish this project as well as any future projects that need to be migrated as well.
So they will be on film forever, no
They will
matter
be.
the technology that exists.
That is
Don't
correct.
get me started.
I know. Believe me, I know.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 450-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 450-17 has been adopted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Veteran Services.
Resolution number 451-17, resolution authorizing a contract with Measurement Resources Company provision to providing an evaluation and strategic plan for the Franklin County Veteran Service Commission in the amount of $13,325.
Good morning, Commissioners. Buck Bramlish, the Director of our Veteran Service Commission. This resolution allows us to utilize an independent resource to conduct a more independent assessment, which we can build our future plans on, focused on sustained solutions for our veterans.
I'm very glad we're doing this. Needed with our veterans community growing. I think this is an important step. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd just add that sure would like to see the results of the plan. You know, I know sometimes those can go with the board and get kind of steeped in the folks who are implementing it, but I'd love to see a copy when that's finished.
I'll be sure to set an appointment and come visit.
That'd be great. If there are no further comments or questions, move for passage of 451-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 451-17 has been adopted.
Thanks. Thanks, Buck. Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 452-17, resolution approving an amendment to the subaward with the Discover You Consulting, an increase of $35,100 for a total amount of $118,350.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. How are you?
Good.
Joy Bivens, Director of Franklin County Job and Family Services. I am well. This resolution will approve an amendment to our current contract with Discover You to provide a project management services to assist us in implementing our comprehensive case management program. And if I could just take a minute to talk about our comprehensive case management program for the camera. So as you know, in 2014, the governor's biennial budget implemented some legislation for counties to implement the comprehensive case management program for 16 to 24 out-of-school age youth. So they're about 19, they make up 19% of our workforce, and there's 20,000, I believe, in Franklin County. There's 200,000 across the state. This particular population has high barriers as we identify youth who do not have, who are out of school between the ages of 16 and 24. As you know, with Job and Family Services, the benefits that we administer, you must participate in some type of work experience activity, work, and as long as you fall within the federal poverty level. With this particular program allows us to get back to the social work aspect of human services, where we're going to not just, just administer a benefit, but we're going to assist you in eliminating your barrier. So that could be leadership development, that could be entrepreneurial skills, mental health services. We're going to do warm handoffs to these agencies to assist these 16 to 24-year-olds in eliminating barriers so that they can be more stable for the workforce, for the 21st century workforce. So there's about 14 core elements. Each individual, once they are identified to be in the CCMP program, they will go through an assessment with one of our case managers, and based on that assessment, we will do an individual opportunity plan. On the individual opportunity plan, we identify what the barriers are, and again, that's where it goes into, based on this individual opportunity plan, we identify these are your barriers, and we're going to conduct warm handoffs. This is a collaboration with the Workforce Development Board, with the WIOA Youth as well, so we're working closely with the Workforce Development Board. But we're trying to, this particular contract, versus just doing a silo program, we're trying to develop a county-wide system because we believe that is what you all and how envision this program to be. So versus standing on the corner with a pizza box sign saying, hey, 16 to 24-year-olds, come one, come all, we're trying to find the open doors where these individuals would be. So we're going to be working with, our contract providers in addition to some of our county agencies as we develop a county-wide system. So as these young people are walking through their doors, they're getting engaged. So if there are any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of resolution 452-17.
I will second, and thank you for the explanation for the audience. We've had many discussions about the need to coordinate better. Thank you.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 452-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 453-17, resolution approving a subaward agreement with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Columbus for a summer school enrichment program in the amount of $521,882.27.
Commissioners, this resolution will approve a contract with the Boys and Girls Club to provide enrichment activities for youth enrolled in Columbus City School Summer School. This is the third year we have funded this comprehensive youth development partnership with the Boys and Girls Club and the Columbus City Schools. The Boys and Girls Club Summer Brain Gang program enhances the traditional summer school experience by incorporating additional enrichment activities that help foster social and emotional growth, in addition to assist with decreasing the summer slide. The site locations will be Avalon Elementary, Benz Elementary, Gables Elementary, Parsons Elementary, Northgate Intermediate, Old Orchard Alternative, and they are targeting 1,800 students. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
It's great work. If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 453-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 453-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 454-17, resolution approving a contract with the National Audubon Society doing business at Green Insurance Audubon Center for summer enrichment programming in the amount of $12,110.
Commissioners, this is a resolution that will approve a contract with Grange Insurance Audubon Center to offer free enrichment programs for youth enrolled in our Franklin County Summer Youth Success Program. As you know, the Commissioner's Summer Youth Success Program encompasses our summer camps in addition to our Summer Works program. The Audubon Center's Environmental Education Series takes kids out of the classroom, providing hands-on environmental enrichment activities such as tours of habitat areas, bird and aquatic studies, and conservation lessons. This year, an estimate of 2,000 youth, this is an increase of 800 from previous year, will be enrolled in the funded summer camps across the county and will have an opportunity to take part in the STEM-based activities. Again, the targeted population is 2,000. This is an increase of 820 from the previous year. And pending any questions, I will ask your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 454-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 454-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Homeland Security and Justice Programs.
Resolution number 455-17, resolution authorizing a sub-grant award and contract with The Ohio State University for law enforcement personnel protective equipment through the FY 2015 Justice Assistance Grant in the amount of $13,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Melissa Pearson on behalf of the Franklin County Homeland Security and Justice Programs. This resolution requests your approval of a sub-grant award through the JAG program to support the purchase of 15 Kevlar helmets for the Ohio State University Special Response Team. Current equipment's pretty outdated and badly in need of replacement. In addition to the protective capability, this will also provide for night vision and a communications platform. In the event of an incident, we could also deploy this equipment regionally if needed. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval.
Great. If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 455-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 455-17 has been adopted.
Thanks, Commissioners.
All right, Public Facilities Management.
Resolution number 456-17, resolution authorizing recycling of information technology equipment declared obsolete by the Franklin County Automatic Data Processing Board.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Assistant Director of Public Facilities Management.
And Chris Long, Deputy Administrator.
Commissioners, we've been asked to dispose of IT equipment declared as obsolete by the Franklin County Automatic Data Processing Board. We recycle the property in a manner consistent with the board's promotion of sustainable principles. Pending any questions, we request your approval to dispose of this e-waste.
If you could, just for the public, explain what that means in terms of the standards that the commission approves of disposal?
Yes, this time around, it looks like we have some PCs, some monitors and printers, and we currently have a partnership that's actually been the last few years now with the Goodwill program. And before any of these items are released, the data center makes sure that they're cleansed of any data, and then Goodwill would make sure that they were disposed of in a safe manner.
Now, do they recycle them in terms of equipment that may be still used by someone else, so they can, agencies or people could get access to those, or do they just kind of salvage them for parts? Or?
I believe they're evaluated for both,
Okay.
depending on the items.
Great. If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 456-17.
Second.
Moved and second in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 456-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 457-17, resolution declaring personal property as unneeded, obsolete, or unfit, and not needed for public use, and authorizing the sale of said items via internet auction.
Commissioners, periodically this agency is asked to dispose of personal property no longer needed by county agencies. We dispose of the property in a manner consistent with the board's promotion of sustainable principles and lessen the burden on the Franklin County landfill. We make the property available for purchase and repurposing using the internet auction site www.govdeals.com. In this particular resolution, we have, I believe, 7 cabinets. And pending any questions, we request your approval of this action.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage.
Second.
Moved and second in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 457-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 458-17, resolution authorizing a third amendment to the lease purchase agreement between NMRD Limited and the county for the site housing the operation of the Franklin County Board of Elections and the Franklin County Purchasing Department's print shop.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy Administrator. As you know, we lease space up on Morse Road for the Board of Elections and the Franklin County Print Shop. As anticipated at the beginning of the lease purchase agreement, the Board intends to purchase the facility for those uses, and this resolution allows for a 3-month extension to allow the Council to finalize the purchase documents, which would then obviously be brought back to you for your approval. Pending any questions, would recommend your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of 458-17.
I'll second.
Moved and second in voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 458-17 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Human Resources.
Resolution number 459-17, resolution authorizing a contract with United Healthcare Services to provide medical plan administration services for the Franklin County Cooperative Health Improvement Program in the amount of $7,400,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Young, Human Resources.
Jody Lease, Human Resources. Good morning. And I'd like to recognize and thank Dave Luby from United Healthcare for being in attendance this morning as well to answer any questions you might have in consideration of this contract. The resolution before you does authorize a 36-month contract with United Healthcare for administrative services for the Franklin County Cooperative Medical Plan. United Healthcare is our current or our incumbent administrator. They were selected to continue in that role pursuant to a competitive selection process with an evaluation committee comprised of both labor and management personnel throughout the cooperative. This contract will continue the existing administrative services, but we're adding 4 additional new programs, which I'd like to touch on briefly. The first is a nurse liaison. This individual will be an extension of our current account management team and really, excuse me, and assist us in looking at our population as a whole, identifying trends, identifying areas where we may need to put a little bit more attention, and really recommending programs and resources that might be available to address those issues. This individual will then be able to go out amongst the cooperative agencies and promote those programs either through group sessions or even one-on-one interaction with members. So, you know, we're really excited for this individual to come on board and really be known throughout the cooperative as a resource. The second program is disease management. we are implementing a program to assist our diabetic population. I think any health plan out there would identify their diabetic population as probably their #1 issue that they see from a healthcare perspective within their group. And this program will assist our diabetic population in managing their conditions. And we're really excited that the work of this nurse liaison can really promote participation in this program and assist that group of folks. The last two programs that I'm going to talk about kind of deal with evidence-based treatment or guidelines. And the commissioners, I know, or the board has supported evidence-based programming in the past through the patient-centered medical home support and through our implementation of the premium designation program through United Healthcare. Evidence-based guidelines is basically, it's widely accepted throughout the medical community as these are the guidelines that we should follow for treatment to get the best possible outcome for our patients. And the first program is value-based contracting. We will take full advantage of the value-based contracting that is available through United Healthcare, specifically as it pertains to accountable care organizations or ACOs contracting. ACOs are groups of hospitals, physicians, and other healthcare providers that kind of manage a patient through the full continuum of care, from the very simplistic case to the very complex case. And it's kind of like a warm transfer from customer service. They're handing it off, you know, very, very much between all of those healthcare professionals to really have a continued care for that patient. Again, following evidence-based guidelines to get the best possible quality outcome for that patient as possible. And with this contracting, when they meet the particular benchmarks that United Healthcare has built into these contracts, then a bonus is paid to those providers for meeting those benchmarks. Now, the second program that follows evidence-based guidelines is the prior authorization program. So currently, we have prior notification that's required for a specific set of services. And what prior notification requires is that United Healthcare is contacted, they review to make sure the service that is prescribed is safe, is effective, and is covered by our plan. Prior authorization goes a little bit further. They take one step further and say, okay, within this patient's treatment plan, is this the next viable, or is this the evidence-based step that they should be taking? And I believe I gave you an example in the recommendation memo of a hip replacement. So somebody just doesn't go to their doctor with hip issues and say, okay, we're going to do surgery. There are some other non-invasive things that could be done prior to that, and that's what the prior authorization program really looks to see, that those programs have been taken, and it's kind of a step-by-step process to the necessary treatment. So those are the 4 new programs that we're planning to implement. I would like to say that the administrative fee that we are paying to United Healthcare over the course of the next 3 years is being held to the current level. So at the end of the 3-year contract, we will have not had an increase in our administration fee for 5 years. And over the course of this next 3 years, that also includes the nurse liaison. So we are holding administrative fees the same, and we are incorporating the nurse liaison into that fee as well. There is an additional fee of 30 cents per employee per month for the diabetic disease management program. That equates to about $60,000 over the course of the 36-month contract, which if we can prevent one unmanaged diabetic from entering the hospital, we've more than paid for that program. So the total cost of this program over the 36-month period is $7.4 million. That's exclusive, that's not including claims, and it comes to about 3% of our overall cost for the medical program. So pending any questions, I ask for approval of this recommendation or resolution.
Jody, I know that we had other administrative companies that had bid on this, and United Healthcare came out lowest and best. And with what we do for our employees and their families, do you feel that our employees and families will still get the benefits that we really believe as a Board of Commissioners is important and going to work well?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, that's one of the things that, you know, we can the cheapest is not the best. We know
Right,
that.
absolutely.
It's identifying the quality that's there.
I mean, we are known for
Exactly, very
giving
much, very much so.
employees
And we will
very
continue
good
that.
quality benefits. And that's something that's important to this board.
It's our competitive advantage.
It is, and so I don't want to lose that, and I just want to make sure that we are still in that realm and not going to lose that.
And we are, and I think some of these programs that we're implementing, quite honestly, a lot of it is cost. And wherever we can say, okay, these are the appropriate treatments that will create the best outcome, that is the best opportunity for savings when it comes to cost. As long as we can try to manage our cost, we are able to maintain the level of benefits that we are currently offering. So a lot of these programs that we're implementing are really behind the scenes. There's really, the benefit plan is not changing. So we look to those things first and foremost, the low-hanging fruit, as we call them. Little member impact, but high impact overall. And we've worked with United Healthcare to really try to identify those opportunities to do that, and we have.
Great. And I appreciate our discussion at briefing. It was
Good.
very helpful to get that understanding. And as you know, for all of us, this is a really big deal, and you've worked really hard, I know, with United Healthcare, and we really appreciate that. We believe in providing this service to our employees and their staff very much, and to us. I mean, we are users
Right.
as well as the administrators of this program and funders of this program, and it is no small amount of money that we spend, and at the same time want to provide this advantage to our customers, users, and the others in the cooperative as well.
I'll just add that I think the administrative costs being held flat for
Yeah.
a 5-year course is an important thing to recognize because healthcare costs continue to rise and the need continues to rise. And so I can appreciate that part, but I also appreciate the strategy that we have around wellness, because prevention and wellness and disease management are all things that in the big scheme of things reduce healthcare costs. And part of our job, while we want to offer the best benefits to our employees that we can and to their families, our job is also to maintain reasonable costs, because we have other things to also prioritize and care about. And so I can really appreciate both of those components and appreciate the work that you've done to make this sort of fit those priorities. And this is a good strategy and a good plan, probably one of the best I've been familiar with in the last several years, considering I've worked with the state and the city and now the county. I really do think the plan is one thing that benefits, but the strategy is the better strategy. Again, wellness and holding costs, those are as good as providing the right kind of benefits, because it allows us to do that long term. And so I just really appreciate the effort and thought that has gone into this, and looks to be a very good proposal.
Well, and I'll use that opportunity to really promote our wellness program. We'll be coming up on the last 2 months of our 6-month push for our wellness programming, so we'll really be getting that out and hoping to get our final push in the numbers. But Commissioner Boyce, you're exactly right in that, and we've even talked with United Healthcare, and I have Dave's stamp on this, that, we will be working over the course of the next, of this contract to really have our vendors really work together. We have United Healthcare as our medical administrator, Optum Rx, which is the United Health Group carrier for our pharmacy program. Our behavioral health and EAP is through a United Health Group program. We have our wellness vendors, and we have buy-in that says, okay, yes, it makes sense for all of these people to be working together. And we do have synergies in that, United Healthcare is provided our pharmacy data real time, because, almost real time, but very quicker than if we were using a non-UHG pharmacy provider. So You're exactly right. All of these things kind of work together, and we're looking at the nurse liaison. And you know, the nurse liaison program is not new to United Healthcare. They have these individuals throughout other health plans, and some of the things that they really identify is increasing primary care utilization, increasing utilization of preventive exams, and that speaks right to the whole wellness argument that, you know, those are the relationships and the services that are going to identify if there is an issue before it gets so complex. And so we're really excited for all of these things to start gelling and moving together. So.
Yeah. I just want to credit the Benefits Office for your work on this contract. I know a lot of times there's not a realization or an appreciation for the journey. I mean, you all put a year plus work into bringing this forward because this is important. It impacts the lives of our employees and their families, and probably the most significant way as an employer. So I just want to credit you all for your work. We continue to offer our employees a plan that is very much incentive-based, with carrots versus sticks for the most part to encourage behavior, particularly preventive measures that are these things that we're trying to incentivize financially. Like the method behind the madness in the 3 for 300 is about health risk assessments that will give us critical data. The biometric screenings will give us critical biometric data as it relates to cholesterol, diabetes, and these things. And of course, we all know the risk associated with smoking. So those are three things. But again, the incentives are focused on basically saving lives in many cases in our families. We see this firsthand, to see that literally lives are saved by incentivizing positive behaviors and being preventive in nature. So I would just like to say I credit our team for taking a philosophy that comes from this board, that we want to in fact be smart and be good stewards of taxpayer dollars, but have a plan that is focused on incentivizing positive behaviors, which are a major drive in health care. And no better example than that as far as accountable care organizations. Simply put, that is paying for outcomes. And so.
Very good. So good. Thank you.
Well, it's our focus on wellness has been tremendous, and appreciate all the work. It's certainly been a great program. We are not the only ones. This is the you know, everybody's doing this these days. My wife is with the City of Columbus. Their Real Appeal program, I think, also through UHC is all the rage there as well, and it's a great program, and so it's showing, you know, benefits, and so we see it in the costs, and the employees see it as a benefit. So it's a great program, and we're happy for all the hard work. So thanks.
Thank you.
If there are no further comments or questions, move for passage of 459-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 459-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Purchasing. Thanks, guys.
Resolution number 460-17, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,826,494.58.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Balnier, representing the Purchasing Department. The resolution before you requests your approval of 62 purchase orders. These purchase orders have been pre-certified as to the availability of funds by the county auditor. Pending any questions, we recommend their approval.
If there are no further comments or questions, move for passage of 460-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 460-17 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Board of Commissioners, thanks, Megan.
Resolution number 461-17, resolution reappointing Franklin County and joint Franklin County City of Columbus members to the local Workforce Development Board pursuant to the requirements of the Workforce Investment and Opportunity Act 2015.
Good morning, Commissioners. Eric Janis, Deputy Administrator. These 5 reappointments are for terms that would expire in June of 2020. 2 of the 5 are joint appointments with the City of Columbus. Pending any questions, would recommend approval.
The only thing I'd add here is that one of the things I've talked with Deputy Administrator Janis about this, and I really want to see the Jobs and Family Services on this board in some way or another. I really just think there's a logical connection between people who are in need and have people who are in need in their pathway to sustainability, and something that Director Bivens talked about earlier for the young people. But it really goes to say for all of those who are either going through job transition situations or are in need in other ways. And so just a logical connection that we need to make sure is intact. And so I know we're going to be thinking through how to make that work in the future and get the Director on board. Director, we haven't talked about this, but I'm sure you understand the logical connection. So
I agree, and I think we can look at a way to have that happen. We used to have the director or somebody from Job and Family Services on that board, so we can, I think, make that happen.
Yeah, well, I think Deputy Administrator Janis is going to be thinking through that over the next few weeks of how we can make that work and keep things intact and guided. So, if there are no further comments or questions, move for passage of 461-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 461-17 has been adopted. Resolution number 462-17, resolution appointing Jay Burns as the Franklin County City of Columbus member of the local Workforce Development Board pursuant to the requirements of the Workforce Investment and Opportunity Act of 2015.
Commissioners, Jay Burns is an employee at the Vocation Rehabilitation Center for the Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities. This is a mandated partner of this board, and it is a joint appointment with the City of Columbus, replacing a resignation. Pending any questions, would recommend approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move past 462-17.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 462-17 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thanks, Eric. Antoine, do we have any journalizations?
We have one. The Franklin County Board of Commissioners will hold a public hearing on the 2017 Franklin County tax budget. This hearing will be held on Tuesday, July 11th, 2017 at 9 a.m. in the Commissioners' Hearing Room, 373 South High Street, 26th floor, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. Additional information may be obtained by contacting Antoine Booker, Clerk of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners, at 614-525-5387.
All right, that concludes our business for June 27th. Next week is Independence Day, so we will not have a meeting next week. We will see everybody in 2 weeks. Happy 4th, everyone. That hasn't happened.